Would you believe me if I told you that scientists have found a way to make cats glow in the dark or created a pig that's part vegetable? That's just the beginning. In recent years, scientists have begun to focus on the genetic modification of organisms such as plants and animals to create organisms that increase crop yield, are disease resistant, and nutrient rich. It's easy to separate these into two categories, plants and animals. But why do we need to modify them? And most importantly, what's their benefit to society? Let's get to know the reasons behind the actions. The plants are most commonly used to give crops a resistance to pesticides and diseases, according to Peter Pringle. This is achieved by splicing a plant's genes and inserting genes from other bacteria or plants to achieve a certain effect. Why do we need to do this? The modification means we get more yield in each harvest and bigger crops that can be packed with even more nutrients. Golden rice was specifically created for those with vitamin A deficiencies in third world countries. Flavor Saver tomatoes were the first genetically modified organism on the market. They were sprayed with an ethylene gas before ripened and sold to consumers. They lasted longer and were therefore sold at lower prices. In an interview with Washington Post, Norman Borlaug, the agricultural scientist behind many experiments, expressed that these modified plants could help fight global hunger. Do they benefit society? Countries with bad soil can still grow these genetically modified organisms. They often have more vitamins and nutrients that helps them live a healthy lifestyle. More crops means lower food prices, which means people of all income levels get to eat. Animals are also modified for much of the same reasons. They have modified chickens and cows to become larger and meatier for more product and profit. There's even a featherless chicken. It eliminates the need for cleaning it and plucking to lower production costs. Belgian bulls contain leaner meat and much more of it. Chickens eat feed containing GMOs, which is genetically modified organisms. Chickens that are fed without these contain 4 to 6 times more vitamin D, 1/3 less of the cholesterol, and 7 times more beta-carotene than their GMO-fed counterparts. Animals are also tested on. By genetically modifying animals, we can use them as prototypes to perform biomedical research. These help us discover certain proteins that can be used in application and treatment of some diseases and illnesses. The glow-in-the-dark cats I mentioned earlier were part of an experiment to find treatments for feline HIV and AIDS. Are the changes really worth it? It's easy to argue yes. We get more crops and more meat, which means more people eating, which is always a good thing. The lower production costs, lower prices, meaning everyone can eat. And whenever fluorescent cats could hold the clue to curing diseases such as AIDS and cancer, it's hard to argue against it. But then again, it is morally wrong. Who are we to test on poor little animals? And we have to also consider the effects on consumers. Since this is new, there's not a lot of science telling us what happens to us, and you are what you eat. So we kind of have to think about that. It's becoming more and more widespread as discoveries are made, and scientists will continue to find animals and plants to genetically play with. This could potentially create new allergens and species that we aren't prepared to deal with. Peter Pringle says there's no telling what adaptations, diseases, and other natural elements, such as pests, could develop to combat our scientific adventures. Right now, we should focus on monitoring how we are reacting to the GMOs and preserving any organisms that have not yet been tested on before it's too late. Thank you.